Bang, bang, bang. With rumbling, unknown sounds, everything began to collapse. The sky fell, and the earth split open. When she opened her eyes, she saw nothing. There was only pitch darkness covering everything. What's happening now? What about Dietrich? What about Siegfried? Did they really disappear this time? The moment the last two remaining characters died, the light of the memory book that was exploding at her came to her mind. He finally collapsed. Game system. So, what about Vidar? Don't move. As soon as his deep voice fell next to her ear, until a large hand tightly encircled Presepe's waist. We don't know what might happen. In the darkness, Fenric's red eyes shone with a terrifying glow. He hugged Presepe tightly, his eyes darting forward. To where Vidar stood, with a strange dark aura spreading around him, it glows dimly, as if it were the remains of light leaking from a memory book. But the memory book in his hand was no longer there. Vidar stood transfixed, staring into space. Although the system had completely collapsed, his body had not healed. The deep wound under my collarbone was still bleeding, dripping dark blood. However, he didn't seem to be in pain. Or has he forgotten the meaning of pain in the first place? His face was devoid of any expression. Everything was broken. Yes, finally. Vidar was also fully aware of this. And in his deep blue eyes, a large, trembling hand was reflected in a dull color. He stared at her for a long time in silence, then slowly raised his head. He looked directly at Presepe. His blue eyes met her violet eyes, trembling with fear. What is he thinking now? Now that all setting values are removed, will Vidar change as others have changed? Strange. After a long silence, he was the first to stop talking. Even though all the setting values are gone. I feel hatred towards you. So hateful that I want to kill you. His blue eyes sparkled with a frenzied light as he stared at Presepe. Was the value of my original preparation more than just love of Presepe? Was she different from the other characters? Otherwise, why do I still feel this much resentment and hatred towards her? Vidar couldn't find an answer. You know what? I always dream about this after I open my stomach with my hands, rip out my insides and then fall asleep. He said in a calm voice, continuing his speech slowly. I didn't even have good memories that I could conjure up in a dream. I just wanted to rest. Maybe that's why, even when I fell asleep after suffering so much, my dreams were always like this. Still, quiet, no one is attacking me. And I am not attacking anyone. There is nothing at all. Except this complete darkness. She couldn't even say anything. Because she understood very well what he was talking about. Juyeon, in her previous reality, was experiencing the same thing. She wanted to escape from the pain that was suffocating her heart. She wanted to escape from a stressful and lonely life in which she had no one to lean on. Even when she was sleeping under the influence of drugs, she couldn't have a happy dream. She had never experienced that feeling in her life. Is this place, then, a reflection of Vidar's despair? At that moment, a voice rang in her ears. Do you live here, in this forest? It was a faint image, as if it was about to disappear. A very small child. I feel lonely because I'm always alone. But you're also always alone, aren't you? An old scene appeared in her mind, Vidar staring at the child smiled brightly at him. But that moment did not last long. And the monster. It did not take long until bodies appeared in front of her, rolling on the ground. Some of them were lifeless, some were in a deplorable condition, and among them was Vidar, stained with blood. Even without explanation, it was clear what happened to Vidar. Then scenes that she had never known before unfolded before Precipice. A pale, lost face as she wandered endlessly in the forbidden forest. Empty gazes stare for a long time at a full moon hanging in a gloomy sky. And even as was said a little while ago, a body exhausted by too much waiting, so it harmed itself and forced itself to sleep. Why did you make me? Vidar asked in a reproachful voice. Why? I didn't mean to upset you, I was just, Presepe is inside the cage. Then, from somewhere, that familiar voice came back echoing. The blood of monsters runs through her veins, her status has been robbed, and the world has betrayed her until she no longer trusts anyone, so she locked herself up. This is the story of her encounter with the cage outside the cage she built herself. However, what was being told seemed very strange to both Fenrik and Vidar. The title "The Cage" does not refer to its direct meaning, but rather to the psychological wall that Presepe built to protect herself after she was wounded. As for Vidar, the screen slid. It was Juyeon's voice. In-game, Vidar will be the character most similar to Presepe. Because he must have been very lonely, immersed in endless isolation. Her voice continued to speak. If I said that the true connection is only half, would people laugh? But it also means that they are able to understand each other more than anyone else. Vidar, no matter what happens, will protect Presepe. Because, just as he knew the meaning of loneliness, he will understand that Presepe also experienced loneliness and pain. There was a different kind of trembling in her low voice, a hidden feeling of confusion, as if she was projecting something of herself onto the heroine of the game. Where is Vidar now? Then another voice crept in, no doubt he is somewhere nearby. The system that began to collapse began to twist and mix into chaos, and then began to display all the memories stored within it. Memories that even Presepe herself could not remember. I have to make sure, is Vidar's character really created correctly? The little girl, Precipice, appeared during training, lost in the forbidden forest, whispering little words. They messed with all the characters as they pleased. My origin story wasn't that dark. Messed with it? Vidar's face is frozen with a tense expression. I just wanted to write a happy tale. A shadow covered the features of the little girl, Presepe, as she muttered alone. She sighed again and again, flipping through her notebook with a heavy face. Then the picture quickly changed. And there were endless scenes, Dietrich, Siegfried, Ivan, Noah, and Atari all mercilessly destroying her body and her life. In her hands, Presepe began to shatter little by little. What was my name? She began to lose her memories of reality, falling apart little by little, as if she had nothing left to do in this world. Isn't there someone to help? Help me. This place is very scary. At the small window next to her, Vidar's blue eyes were reflected as he watched her from afar. Do you hate flowers, Miss Presepe? Suddenly Fenrik's face appeared to look at her with eyes full of tenderness. On the scene, he appeared again, secretly placing a vase behind his back, just as Vidar was watching it from afar. But Fenrik, unlike Vidar, did not stand by. For your safety, Miss Presepe, how about we take you out of the palace? In the end, it was not Vidar who saved Presepe. Rather, it was Fenrik, who was originally given no role other than just a passing NPC. Only Fenrik, no one else. Whatever values are assigned to me, they do not matter to me. With clenched fists and red eyes, Fenrik looked up at the sky alone, muttering, I don't need to get angry, nor to curse my fate in this miserable world. Even if I had been given different settings, it would have been the same. As long as I am able to make everything myself. At the memory, Fenrik seemed to be resolving, holding something in his hand. It was Vanessa's sword. Do you understand now, Vidar? Darkness returned to the place, and above the heavy silence rose Fenrik's low voice. From the beginning, I was different from you. Game or system settings are just excuses and nothing more.